question I get a lot from people is basically, how do you afford all those phones? And the deal is, I don't. I can't. It would be ridiculous to buy all these phones. At this point, I get the phones for free as loaners. I don't keep them. I get them as loaners from the phone companies, the carriers like Verizon, T-Mobile, AT&T, Sprint, and the phone manufacturers themselves like Nokia, HTC, Motorola, Samsung, and so on. When I started out doing this, I did not get phones from them. I basically would get a phone, buy it, or borrow it from somebody if I could. But mostly, what happened is I bought one phone. I had a T-Mobile contract, which was GSM, so I could buy unlocked phones, pop my SIM card in, use it. So I bought one phone, I reviewed it, and when I was done, I either sold it to get money to buy a new phone, or I traded it, using website like Craigslist or Howard Forums or eBay or whatever to find people to either trade or buy and sell with. And basically, I just did that, enough until we had built up enough of a reputation and enough of an audience that I could email the phone companies directly. And then also, I was fortunate enough that Phone Dog sent me to some of the trade shows. They sent me to CES, the Consumer Electronics Show, and they sent me to CTIA, which is the wireless industry show. And I was able to meet people. And again, we had enough of, a reputation, legitimate professional business with a website, and enough of an audience, enough traffic, that the phone companies were interested. And I developed relationships with them, started working with them, and now, I'm on their list, and they send me, not only the new phones to review, but also, press releases, news updates, all that kind of stuff. So my advice, to people, because I get asked this question a lot, is, how do I get a job like yours, or I want to start a site like yours? How do I get the phones? That kind of stuff. I would say there are three things really. Number one is, if you really want to do this, just find a way to do it. Like I said, review the phone you already have, or the device, whatever the gadget is. Borrow something from a friend and do theirs. If you can scrape up the money to go buy a phone, review it, and then sell it and get a new one, that kind of stuff. Just get your hands on a phone and review it, or a gadget, whatever the gadget is. Second piece of advice is, be as professional as possible. When you post stuff, if it's written, have somebody, if you're not a good writer, have somebody help you, have somebody edit, a friend, a parent, a teacher, whatever. Use your spell check, make sure everything's spell checked. Have it be as absolutely professional as possible. You might not think it matters. There's a lot of writing out there on the web that isn't all that well written and edited, but it really does matter, because you want to be as professional as you can possibly be. If you're making videos, take your time, practice. It's fun to have a style that's kind of informal like this is right now, but you also want to be clear about, get your facts straight, the stuff about what you're reviewing, the specs, the prices, the pricing, all that kind of stuff. Make sure that you're as accurate as possible with doing your reviews. And the third thing is, you have to build up an audience. And really, that just comes with hard work. It takes work to, actually doing the review is half or less than the work. A lot of the other work is promoting, getting out there and, not spamming people, but advertising, getting the word out, going to other blogs, or joining forums. In the cell phone world, there's a lot of forums. There's all kinds of forums online, and you don't want to spam people. You don't want to hit them over the head saying, check out my site, check out my site, check out my site. But just get in there and talk about what you're interested in, and then mention to people, hey, I did this review, here's a link. If you have time and want to go check it out and let me know what you think, that would be great. And when people give you advice or criticism, whether it's nice or nasty, and believe me, I get my share of nasty comments and criticism, what you want to do is, you don't want to spend too much time like arguing with people and that kind of thing, but take what they've said, make a note of it. If you agree with it, try it out. If you disagree with it, don't worry about it, but keep it in mind for the next time. And maybe after you do a few reviews, you'll realize that a piece of advice somebody gave you that you didn't agree with at first, maybe it's true. I tend to get on, do my review, and get really into it, and start talking and showing lots of things. And in some cases, it works well, and people say they really like that I do in-depth reviews. In other cases, people are like, dude, you talked for 20 minutes. It could have been a 2-minute review, but you repeated yourself over and over. And so you might not like hearing those things at first, but you have to take them as constructive criticism and, bear them in mind for the future as you go. The whole point, really, the point is not to, if you can make money or build a big audience or whatever while you're doing it, that's great and that's part of the point. But the point really has got to be because you like it and you want to get better at it and you enjoy doing it. If not, there's no point and you want to go find something else because it's a lot of fun, believe me, but it's a lot of hard work too. And like I said, most of the work is not what you see on camera or read on the website. Most of the work is behind the scenes, promoting and building audience and trying to develop relationships with, everybody from the phone companies to the people who read the stuff and write to you. And I spend a lot of time answering emails, believe me. That's a big part of it too, is when you get an audience, communicating with them is huge because you want to keep them and you want to have them tell their friends, come check out this site I found, because that's really how it happens.